Hello everyone, today's video is a subscriber gameplay breakdown where we focus a lot on the end game, which we're going to get to once we get to the gameplay. But if you're looking to get your gameplay broken down, make sure you go ahead and check out my Twitter. I'm going to have a link to a post down in the description. Just link a video where maybe you get top 5, top 10. We'll break that down in a future video. And if you'd be interested in a more focused video where I only focus on late game and maybe talk about 7 different scenarios in one video, but focus on those end game moments, make sure you comment that down below. If you enjoyed today's video or learned something new, please do me a favor hitting that like button. Goal on today's video is 4,000 likes. And if you're brand new looking to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. And if you want even more Call of Duty content, you can check out my second channel, which is just JGOD Plays, near the top of the description. So right here, what we're looking at, he marked a bunch of bounties. This is probably going to be one of those gameplays where it's going to be focused a little bit more on aggression, which is perfectly fine. There are 3 different types of people when it comes to Warzone. There's the people that only care about kills. They don't care if they win. There's the people that care about the kills early game and then eventually want to win. And then there's people who only care about the win. 3 different people. Obviously, there's people who never win too, but that's a whole different bracket of players. So right here, this is a little bit of a hot drop. It's looking like he's going in. Let's see what he does. So he's landing right on this bounty.
Enemy soldier incoming.
So sometimes there's pros and cons to grabbing a bounty immediately. Luckily, this was a little bit more of a stretch drop, so he didn't really have to worry about it in this scenario. But in some cases, what will end up happening is if you grab the bounty too quickly, it'll tag someone that's floating in the air, and then they're going to end up being like 300, 400, 500, 1,000 meters away from you because of where you chose to land. So sometimes if you grab it too quickly, that could put you in a deficit because now you're waiting for the timer to run out, or you're hoping for that person to get poached. Either scenario, you're really not ending up with a ton of money. So just something to be aware of when you ground a bounty right at the beginning of a match.
Bounty target is up. Let's get it done.
He's looting, got a basic bison, keyboard and mouse. So there's people fighting. You got one over here, and then there's another one on this side. He didn't mark the map, which a lot of times is really easy to do. Bounty poach. So see, it ended up working out in the favor. He's got to grab another bounty right here. This one should be a good bounty. It should grab somebody who's relatively close. Either one of those guys there did. It ended up grabbing the one. It usually goes up proximity, and normally if somebody hasn't already had a bounty on their head, but this being this early in the game, usually a pretty good sign. So the guy, ooh, he must have heard him. I didn't even hear that guy. Pretty good reaction there. Pretty solid aim. Debating on what weapons he wants to pick up. Probably if my headphones were blaring and I'm playing the game, I probably would have heard the guy's footsteps. But it looked like he was able to turn around, snap on the guy. So this guy, you got to be able to catch him cutting across. It looks like the guy knows you're getting closer because the size of this circle is already orange. And then it'll go red as soon as you get a little bit closer. There it is. There's 3 people fighting. Throws a stun. Got a hit marker. Perfect scenario. Could jump out. Bunny hop. Oh, that was a bunny hop potential. A little risky there how he took that, but ends up being a good gunfight. There's still another guy over here. He still has a stun left, so he can use that for the gunfight. Sitting on 14,000, so in a pretty good spot. Obviously, this is a Bison, so it is an SMG built for a little bit of hip fire, but you see that pretty often. He wasn't strafing at all in the gunfight, just kind of standing still and kind of wiggling his crosshairs, which is a little bit less practical. So you either ADS, or if you're going to get that close, you could have strafed and kind of moved your angle so you get a little bit more shots. This is actually a pretty hot drop. Clean gunfight. The guy tried to mantle. That guy's bad. He's plating up. He's already got 4 kills, so pretty good start so far. He's like up full on ammo. So he's got a 64 round Bison and then a 30 round Ram. He has enough for a loadout and a self-revive. Those are normally the main go-tos you want to get, especially in regular solos. And then if you have enough for a UAV, you get the UAV, right? So he ended up going for the UAV over the self-revive. He needs 300 more for the self-revive. So usually this early in the match, you can, it's easier to trust your heartbeat sensor. There it is. The guy's going to be right to the other side of the hangars. 22 meters. He's inside this, he's probably crouched so they don't hear your footsteps. The guy's right there above. Should be able to get this guy pretty easy. Is he down low? Or above? Oh, he's on top. On top, possibly? I think he's on top. Yeah, the guy is probably landed, glided in, is on top of the hangars. Or is he underneath? Oh, he's underneath. You didn't even hear him. He didn't even move. Nice. Can either be above or below. Heartbeat sensor doesn't say which. I was just like, how's that happening? He literally walked over the guy. You couldn't hear anything. The guy didn't move. So it worked out. He double checked that. The only other alternative is the guy could have been up top. Got enough for the UAV. He's going to go ahead and play a little bit more aggressive. Self-revives are, like I said, good, but in a lot of scenarios, like vast majority of scenarios, unless you're in a sniper battle, you're usually not going to be able to pull that self-revive off. Or if the guy's just bad and gets distracted or whatever. So he's marking one. That's good to have it. Guy's in the middle of the road. Should be an easy kill. This guy looks like, is he moving? Yep, he's moving towards him. He doesn't have ghost, so whoever called the UAV is going to know he's there. This guy's rotating up. He should be able to catch this guy off guard.
Enemy UAV overhead.
I didn't see the guy. There he is. That guy had a beam on him. He already got his loadout? Nope, he does not. The guy hit all his shots. It was pretty contested gunfight. I would imagine this is a higher skill KD bracket. So that's why that guy did not miss a shot. Obviously, the guy that was under the airplane was probably a little bit of a lower skilled player. How they were moving, crouch walking. It worked for that position, but they should have moved out of it once they got into a gunfight. But they might have been trapped underneath, because sometimes when you crouch under stuff, you're not able to really get your full movement. So he's clearly going for another bounty. There's 2 bounties in this area. Yep, 2, 3. And all these not opened is really a good sign, because that just means it wasn't really properly looted. When people came, they died. A lot of people were centered around where he was, so he's already killed pretty much the good bulk of people that were over here in Boneyard. But with solos, you always got to be a little bit cautious. It kind of sucks in that sense that you don't get a comeback. That's why I like stimulus solos over regular solos, just because, you know, I mean, I guess it's less like a BR because you come back so much, but at the end of the day, then you don't have to play as passive. Perfect timing. Wherever that bounty was, maybe it'll ping the other guy, because he got the bounty and automatically got poached, so they must have been in a gunfight basically when he grabbed it. So wherever it popped up, that would have been the key. Goes down underneath. There it is. So always a good habit is anytime the loadouts are coming in, look at how many are dropping, peek it, see how many are there, because that gives you a really good indication of how many people are left. Good late game more, just because the zone's smaller, you can almost see all the loadout drops, especially if you have decent memory. So it looks like he's peeking it already. That's good. Double checking a heartbeat. Somebody would have grabbed Ghost by now if they already had it. It's a singular loadout, so unlikely to be hot. There are a couple other spots that the loadouts could drop. He ended up getting his Ghost class. There's another one that could probably be on this right side. There's another one all the way pretty much across the edge of the circle. Those are where loadouts could drop. And likely this side isn't as crowded just because of how that ended up working out. There's a couple different options here. He could have gone for that bounty, which is worth a hell of a lot. Especially with this guy having to rotate in the next minute and a half or so. 30 seconds, and then he's going to start to get pushed in. Could have gate kept, but he's looking like he wants to chase down a few more kills than he already has. And you can see the movement. Not overly done. He's just peeking different areas, doing his slide cancels. So this is all pretty good movement. Moving from cover to cover. Checking out different positions. relying a lot on the UAVs, getting money together by grabbing bounties, getting the meta weapons, the Kilo and the MP5. So he's doing everything to get kills and or wins. So looks like a majority of people have Ghost. So UAVs aren't all that valuable right now. You might be able to see later on when people come back from the Gulag. The Gulag closes. You might get an opportunity there, but overall, at this point of the game, most people who haven't died have already gotten their second loadout, or they have that guaranteed loadout which already has built-in Ghost. Restock is a good option too in solos. Usually it takes above average skill to play because you got to be very aggressive. You got to use your stuns and you got to lead with your stun. Use the stun, close the distance, get a kill. But usually that's that's like more of an advanced thing if you're just going for high kill games, because there's going to be 30 seconds between each gunfight. So you're going to be able to get those stuns back, or a minute, I believe. I think it's 50 seconds. I'm not sure the exact amount with restock in Warzone.
Time's up. Objective
I think it's 50 and then 25 in multiplayer. He hasn't really had a chance to look at the map to kind of figure out where his rotation is, at least from our perspective. He might have glanced at it really quick and known exactly what he's looking for. There it is. He's just kind of casually moving. Let's see if I can catch it. So middle of the zone is actually over here, which is good. He can grab this bounty. Since he cleared off a lot of this area, that guy already survived his bounty. If he grabs this bounty, it's likely to pull on somewhere on this side of the zone, just based off where he's already cleared and the gunfights he's gotten into and the gunfights he's won. And this lobbies are dying out so quick. You can see there's only 28 players left with 6 kills. That's just ridiculous because he's not playing passive by any means. He's not camping a building. He's got 6 kills already, but the fact that there's only 28 players left is just amazing. Could get a C4 here on this. They have a trophy.
Hostile vehicle.
He's gonna mark it just so you can see if they get out or anything. That'll fade really quickly. It looks like he's just locking down kind of a central location. Probably gonna wait for the minute and 10 seconds or so. Let the zone rotate out and then find out what the next zone's gonna be. Oops, somebody's sneaking in. They don't know he's here. They had no chance. That's the benefit of Ghost, even if the guy heartbeated it, which we didn't see if he did. I mean, he could have had a heartbeat there. I didn't really look that closely. But even if he heartbeated, there's no way he's going to know in the building. That's why one of the bigger issues in Warzone is how powerful Ghost is. And that's what's cool about, you know, Cold War that's going to be coming out, is it does require movement. He just got hit. Is that guy like literally on him? How did he survive that? What the heck? So this, you just got to increase the distance. You know, the guy probably has the R9 shotgun. There's not many shotguns that are going to be flame rounds. You got to back off. Push your distance. Create space. Oh, what was he using? Wait. Yeah, it was the R9, huh? Let me go ahead and... Yep, that's the R9 right there. So anytime, you know, because sometimes it's too late. Obviously, the times where like he would have gone up the stairways and just boom, boom, done, those suck. But if you know you're in a gunfight with somebody who's using the R9, create distance, at least 10 meters. Once he got hit in the back, I don't know how he survived that. Whatever it is, maybe EOD helped. But he came around the corner, he got around, he knew where the guy was, and he kind of looking like he was gonna, you know, stretch the distance, but he ended up closing the distance at the last second. Which was not the smartest move. You can see how he plays out this gunfight again. So as he gets away, watch how he gets away. So this is good. He's got to back off where he can see the guy. He gets plated. And then once he sees him, he's got to create that space. So right here, the guy is. His first instinct, you got to back up. But then he started pushing towards it. And he almost ended up dying here. One more hit, he would have been dead. Because one hit right at that range, about 150 damage or so, 125, you only about 80 health, you were likely dead. So that's just something to be aware of. Anytime you hear an Origin, an R9, or whatever shotgun people want to use, you have to create space. Just got to back off. Now the guy doesn't know exactly where he is. The threat, he's close. You should be able to sound harm. He doesn't know exactly. Ooh, he's getting shot from third party. It kind of sucked because it looked like he was going to make a play with dead silence. He popped dead silence and then couldn't really get involved with the other guy. That guy was distracted. Now he can move to the next one. He's got to figure out where the guy was. You can see him on the map. So that gives you a good indication. The little arch where you're getting hit from. You can see he got hit on that side. Right there. It's right in front. And that's a good indication too where you're getting shot from. The guy's not doing a ton of damage. There he is out in the open. Broke his armor. Nope.
Target marked. Hit him now.
So cluster, it could be used for two different reasons. One is to finish a down. If he would have downed this guy, then you could have placed the cluster right on top because maybe the guy's behind a rock and you can't close the distance in time by the time the guy gets a self-revive up. He didn't down the guy. So by putting the cluster, you could use it to rotate. But personally, I think that the fact that that guy was using like a regular rifle as his long range option, that's probably his long range option. And you probably had enough time just to get from here to here. This is playing it super safe. But I think that was unnecessary to call in the cluster strike in that moment. Especially since that guy, you tagged him up, you know he's plating, you can go ahead and rotate over, and he's likely only has a rifle and an SMG. Otherwise, he would have been trying to tag you with the sniper rifle. At least in my opinion, that's how that situation plays out. He has enough money so he could revive, get a UAV, self-revive, and call in a UAV, and he has enough to hold another one. There's the guy. He closed the distance. That's a different guy. I think the other one had more of a camo. So this is a different guy in between them, it looks like. The other guy was really hard to see. He was really tiny on the screen. 17 players left. So you can see the deaths slowed down quite a bit. I think a lot of people were just waiting for the zone to close a little bit before they get an engagement. They've already kind of locked down their power positions. Damn, he got tagged again. The guy's right on there. Perfect. He should be able to see this guy. He's on the same level too. That's not really a good spot. Oh, he has a sniper, or he has like a, you know, a sniper optic on like a rifle. He's gonna just disengage from the fight, break a line of sight. This is okay.
Be advised, UAV is bingo fuel. RTB for
Okay, there's a guy down here inside this house on the other side. I would have marked it or pinged it on that roof. So as you push in, because you're only gonna get one or two more passes, I believe. Ooh. Whoa. He got lucky. That guy wasn't there. He was just camping it out. Good reaction. He needs to play it up. Most of the people in the lobby at this point have Ghost. And UAV could always be good for that. You already know the next guy's over. You could still hold on to the the heartbeat sensor, but like I said, that at this point in the match, it's more optimal to probably switch over to a stun that can help you win a gunfight.
UAV overhead.
The guy's a UAV, but you still have Ghost on, so you're good. Probably close the door.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Yeah, I would have closed that door. Just because someone could clearly just walk into it. The other guy that was over here, I'll pull it up as soon as... So the other guy that was over here, he could still be in the zone, so he doesn't have to rotate out. This guy was over here, and then he killed this guy in this house. There was like one more over here and one over here. So this side will be contested. He could go back and rotate the way he came in. And then right next to that buy station where he was previously, that position is still a pretty strong spot, especially if this guy hasn't moved. This guy could have potentially rotated over here. So those are different things you got to worry about. He came from originally Boneyard, so this mostly should be clear. And then there should be a bunch more people really on this side of the zone and then rotating into the right side. That's at least how I would imagine the zone would play out. And this is what happens in solos. It tends to get a little bit slow at certain parts just because that's how you need to play if you're actually just trying to finish the match and become the winner of the match, you know, get that victory royale or Warzone victory or whatever the heck you want to call it. At the end of the day, if your goal is to finish out the match with the win, then you got to play a little bit more passive, slow, pay attention to your surroundings, see what everyone's doing. Because in this scenario, you saw him come out the gate super aggressive. And then like the pace kind of slowed down to a halt as the players and the seriousness of the match kind of weaned down. There's only 12 other players, so he has a good shot at winning this match. So there's that guy that was on this side. He rotating over. He's in the building next to you. Nice. Perfect kill. There's somebody else that he was looking at, though, it looked like. So he was probably trying to gatekeep. There he is. Nice double kill. See, the other guy was rotating in. You can get the loot real quick, but then you got to get out of here because you got to start thinking about the next rotation. I heard footsteps. Pretty sure heartbeat at some point. It's worth the heartbeat since you still have it. That's like your most valuable tool. I would think that somebody might go to the buy before they rotate in, so there's probably people on this side of the map in front to the right. Obviously, in Battle Royale, you kind of have to guess based off this environment, the scenario. You don't know for sure unless you had an event, and even then, you wouldn't know for sure. So he's going to make top 10 right here if he can win these gunfights. Okay, clearly gunfire to the left. He's rotating back to the right where he got into it with that guy. That guy could still be in the zone. Oop, there. Nice kill. I don't know if that was the one who was gatekeeping, but he's got to slowly check this house again.
Closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Nobody here. He's actually in a really good spot. Only 8 players left, and he has 13 kills. See, he's checking that house again. He remembered that guy, but that was the one probably rotating over. This is where the loadouts are. There was 2 loadouts deep. He couldn't see how many loadouts were next to him, but there was 2 loadouts on the deep side. So from his angle, it looks like there could be like maybe 2 people to his right, which will be on this side of the zone. Like on the right side. And then there's, I can't tell how many loadouts were next to him, but for sure, more than likely there's at least one other loadout with his. So it could still be half the lobby on the right and then obviously half the lobby on the left. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but looking at the loadouts is a huge key to that. And this kind of sucks because he has the low ground and he has to push up. Ooh. Good catch on that guy. Good reaction.
4 targets remaining. Good work. Gas is moving.
He's top 5. Couple different scenarios here. I know hindsight's 20/20, but you already have a cluster. You have 14,000. What you could do in this scenario is if you wanted to play a little bit more, safe, you could go to this buy 3 UAVs for 12,000 or 1,200 or no 12,000, and then you'd have the super advanced or whatever, and you'd be able to see at least where the final people are that are outside of your range that have ghost and where directionally they're going to be at so that you can see them pop up. And if anyone's close to you that hasn't had a chance to get their loadout again, then they're going to pop up as well. So with only 4 players left, if nobody shows up, all right, everyone has ghost. But you have the money to do that. You don't need the heartbeat anymore. The stun could definitely come in handy. So like I said, hindsight's 20/20. The buy station was right there. Could have got a lot of good intel. He's clearing his area. He's rotating straight in. Let's see how he goes at an angle. This is good. How much did this health does this guy have?
5 remaining.
Wow. He was 1 shot. Okay. So there's actually a couple different ways to play this scenario out. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So in this particular scenario, he's going towards the buy. He has a gas mask, and the rotation here is actually a pretty clean rotation. He knows where one of the last guys is, but 2 things happen. One, he fires way too late or way too early. So right here, as soon as he notices the guy, he's got to be a little bit quick. Let's see how much time he had. So he sees the guy. and the guy gets the cover. And he goes aggressive for it, which I guess you could say that's the smart play. But what you ideally want to do in this scenario, since you know you couldn't do enough damage in that, 3 frames or however many frames it takes for the guy to go from here to here behind the rock, what you do is you just kind of wait. You could have still called in your UAVs. The guy doesn't even know you're there. And then what happens is you creep up behind him, just shoot him in the back, because as soon as he clears this rock, this guy has 0 cover. I think you got a little bit antsy here. You're already at 14 kills, so you're doing really good. This extra kill brings you up to 15. You shoot the guy in the back, then you're in a top 4 scenario, because you had a good opportunity here to call in maybe a UAV, go to the buy a gas mask, something. You already know where the guy was. Waited just a hair too long. And in some circumstances, like the other reason why you don't shoot here is because you literally cannot sit in the gas. You have a gas mask, so you could play the gas mask play. So instead of mantling this, there's no way the guy could throw anything over. So what you do is you play it. Playing it as if he's going to throw a C4, because you're thinking the same thing. And you just wait, maybe do a gas mask play. So what you do is you go to the right, over here, to the right side of the screen. And then what you do is you jump over the fence the way you came, and then you get an angle on that guy there, because you're still at full health. No way he's plated yet. Even if you rotate, there's no way he's plated. He's got to play as if you're going to challenge him. If you go ahead and take an angle with the gas mask play, because you're going to be able to close this distance over here on the mini map, you can go around that wall, jump over, and then you're in a good position to head up to your loadout. You could take the guy out from an angle. He has to rotate too. He's behind the rock. He's not in cover. And you're going to see how that all plays out. These are things like late game scenarios. It's unfortunate the guy blew up the C4 and then it damaged you. And he took the gunfight. You ended up being 1 bullet difference here. Like, the guy just ended up winning the gunfight, even though you had the advantage there. But you could have gone that route and been able to take the angle. The guy is Obsidian MP5. So he got it. Then he came over. And see, he would have been in the gas. So you could have gone the rotation here, and you would have got an angle on him. So that's why, like, hindsight's 2020. Again, if you guys want to go ahead and see a video where we break down multiple gameplays in one video, but focus on these late game scenarios or maybe what you could have done differently leading up to it, I think everything of this gameplay, pretty solid. Good player. This decision, there's about 3 different routes you could have gone to play it differently. Did you play it horribly? No. I mean, you just got outgunned by 1 bullet. At the end of the day, the guy was good. If he was a lower skilled player, you win that scenario. But after all, you could have gone around this way, got some cover. The guy would have wasted his C4 on you. Would have thought you were there. And you would have gone for that gas mask outplay since you had a full gas mask. So let me know down in the comment section if that's something you're interested in. If you did enjoy the video, let me know by hitting the like button. If you're brand new, looking to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, just make sure you subscribe with notifications on. And if you want more Call of Duty content, check out my second channel, which is just JGOD Plays, at the top of the description. Appreciate all the support on the channel. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.